time here. Today's text comes from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 9, beginning with verse 38. One of his disciples, John, told him one day, "Teacher, we saw a man using your name to cast out demons, but we told him not to, because he wasn't one of our group." "Do not forbid him," Jesus said, "for one who's not against us is for us. Anyone who isn't, if anyone so much as give you a cup of cold water in my name, I say this solemnly, he won't lose his reward. But if anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to lose faith, it would be better for that man if a huge millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea." And I missed the passage a bit there. It said, anyone no one doing miracles in my name will quickly turn against me. Anyone who is against us is for us. Once again, the subject of unity raises its head. The disciples, for instance, saying that because they aren't one of us, one of the inner circle, they should not be doing what we do. The fact is, Jesus had sent them out and they were not able to cast out the demons. And this here, they ran into someone who wasn't even a member of their group who was doing it apparently successfully. We see someone, we say, well, they're not really part of us. They're Catholic or they're Presbyterian or Baptist, or they don't even go to church at all. Whereas what we should be saying is thanks be to God that the gospel is being preached. Many people will only read the gospel, many people will only read is someone's life, yours, mine, or someone else's who follows Christ. Let us not stand in their way. Let us embrace our fellow Christians and their discipleship. We often think that we are among the few who are faithful to Christ, when just as Elijah on the mountain was told that there were thousands who had not bowed their knee to Baal, and that he was not by himself, so we are not alone. We may not see them around us, or we may, or we see them and aren't even aware that they are there, but we are not alone. God has always been calling a people, and he will continue to call them, and the gates of hell will not prevail against his church. I want to be part of that church. I want to embrace others. I want to walk hand in hand with God's elect so that we may together come into the kingdom bringing many sheaves. Each of us has opportunities that no one else has to touch someone's life. And if we are not aware of that, then we're not going to take opportunities of it. But other people are touching lives too, and we need to be aware of that and to encourage it. What I'm calling for us today is to be faithful, to love God, to love one another, and to not be judgmental. It is so easy to think ourselves better than others. Believe me, this is a deadly trip. A deadly trip. Instead, Paul encourages us to think of others more highly than we ought, to outdo one another in showing honor, never to flag his heel, to support one another, to bear one another's burdens. Let us together follow Christ. Amen.